Hi, and welcome to your weekly Soul Illumination reading. This is for the week of February 1st. Pretty insane in February already. I hope your new year has been going okay, smoothly, as best as it can be going. I know things have been a bit crunchy for the collective, for the world, and I hope that you can see that you will get over this. You will reach the other side of the mountain. I don't know, that just came through and just needed to be spoken out loud. Now, for this week, when I was tuning into the energy, the word admiration popped in. So just let that sit. Where does it land in your body? Does it even land in your body? And what I am being called to share with you is that the admiration perhaps you may seek from outside, the admiration that you really truly need needs to come from inside. Self-admiration. And I'm guilty of this just from the upbringing, that always looking outside of myself for validation, for someone to admire me, for someone to praise, for someone to give me the kudos that I'm searching for. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what that external world is saying. Sure, it's great to have that validation, to have that admiration from outside. But what really matters is, are you giving yourself that admiration? Are you looking at your past and admiring how far you've come along this way, along your journey, your healing journey, all of those baby steps? Are you admiring them? Or are you still stuck in that negative loop, the inner critic, still saying that you're not good enough or whatever it is, not believing in yourself? The shift, the focus that I am inviting you to tune into this week is that internal admiration. Is it there? Can you feel it? What does it feel like? Where does it sit in your body? Does it bring you joy when you say, you know what? Hey, I admire how you showed up today. I admired how you took this project on, whatever it may be. And I think for me, not only is this message coming for you, but it's also coming for me as well. And I'm going to tell you about this life experience that I am going through. I have transitioned from a private school to a public school. I'm a speech language pathologist by day. And I am transitioning from part-time to full-time. So things are changing, and the logistics at a public school is very different from a private school. So it's a whole new learning process for me. Well, when I started work on Wednesday, after the day was done, I sobbed. I went home and I sobbed some more. Next day, cried again. Friday, cried again. And now I'm recording this on Saturday morning, cried again. And this transition process for me has been hard. It is a challenge to learn something new. And I caught myself saying to someone, I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for change, but change is good. And I know that. And it's because that inner critic in me is, what if you fuck up? Or what if you don't do it right? Or in the public school with IEP's compliance, what if I don't meet up to the standards? I'm not worried about the therapy with the kids. I love the kids. I love being in the therapy. It's all the paperwork bullshit that needs to be done. So I kept getting stuck in this loop, but I really allowed myself to admire that I took that chance to go into a different arena, so to speak, to try something new, to leave the private school and go to the public school. And I'm really trying to hone into that and to admire myself and the bravery that it does take to come face to face with change. And because fear wants to keep you small, fear keeps you safe. Fear's like, I'm good, I'm chill, this is easy peasy. But when we can escape the fear, when we can overcome it and just be like, you know what? I trust, I surrender, I am open. This is an experiment. We're going to see what happens. And no expectations. You know, when you can get to that place, then that's when you're more in alignment. So, admiration has been something that I've been working with the past few days, just to help me with my nervous system, to help me come back to my true beliefs, my inner beliefs, and my authenticity, my sovereignty, my power, and not that inner critic, not what I've been told growing up by family or teachers or society. So it's been a hard few days for me as I navigate this transition and this change. But what I'm hoping that this story that I just shared with you just brings a little more light into your life, that, hey, I'm not the only one that goes through this, that there is another side to it, that I can step into my full sovereignty, my full power, even though it's a hard process to get through it. But it's okay, because I admire the strength that I have to do this. And I want you to take the time to admire the strength that you have. And I talked about surrender. I really need to surrender and trust that the Creator, that source, is guiding me to where I need to be, to build those connections with my students and maybe even connections with some staff members, that I am here for a reason. I was guided here for a reason. And the same goes for you. To surrender and trust that we are divinely guided. So that being said about surrendering into that admiration, I chose The Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff. And in order for you get to that place of admiration, I want to call upon to see, what do you need to surrender at this time for your highest and greatest good, and the highest and greatest good of all, to help you cultivate that self-admiration, to help you see all those beautiful baby steps that you've made along the way, along the journey. Right? I was a very different person in my early 20s compared to now. And it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So let's see here. Being called to pull this one. Ooh, this is a deep one and a dark one. Surrender your addictions. Look at that. And on the card it says, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. And what I'm getting with this is, with addictions, you are hiding behind it. You are numbing yourself. You are not admiring yourself. If things get too heavy, if things get too rough, what do? You try to find something to numb out. And I used to numb out on alcohol. Not anymore. It doesn't feel good in my body. And I've been intuitively working on listening to what my body needs. And just along the healing journey, alcohol just doesn't sit with me. But in the past, in my 20s, I would definitely numb out on alcohol, and even sex too. And because you are looking for that admiration, like, so say with sex, you're looking for that admiration, you're looking for someone to desire you and your body to feel wanted. But that's just because it's not coming from a place from inside. And when you come from a place of self admiration, you don't have to seek any of that. So when you begin to surrender and heal those addictions, it kind of like, I'm just seeing hands coming out of a grave. Let's continue to be dark. Hands coming out of a grave. And you begin to rise up when you can move away from those addictions, when you can move away from numbing. Scrolling on social media is another way of numbing. You can become addicted to that. If you notice yourself doom scrolling, if you notice you gravitate towards whatever vice it is, just stop and listen to your body. And it's all about baby steps when you begin to change a habit or to instill a new habit. It's really all about those baby steps. And admire that you even want to, admire that you have that drive within you to begin to feel safe and free in your body, to move away from things that are just suppressing your light, suppressing your energy, suppressing your authenticity, your sovereignty, and really begin to meet yourself with that compassion, to meet yourself with grace. And you will begin to see that you can cultivate more of that self-admiration. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for listening. If this resonated, drop a comment, like, share. If you have a friend that you think would really enjoy this, I greatly appreciate it. If you would like to dig in deeper to find more clarity within for you, I offer a one-to-one soul illumination session where I will sit with you for 45 minutes and tune into your energetic body, tune into your chakra system. I channel, I'm a medium, a psychic. I bring all those tools to the session, plus crystals, and just really to see what your soul needs at this time to give you that guidance that you are looking for. So until next week, be safe, take one conscious breath at a time, and always remember that your breath is your anchor to come home. All right, sending you so much love. Until next time.